channel. As promised, this is part 2 of the AG Bolc video. So if you are going to AG Bolc, then you need to be watching this video right now. But if you haven't already watched part 1 of my AG Bolc video, then go back, watch that part, and then come back to this part 2. And AG Bolc part 1, I was talking about what to expect when you get there. I was also talking about what you should receive in your welcome letter from your instructors. I went during COVID, so the first 2 weeks I talked about what to expect with COVID, the COVID test, all of that. And now in part 2, I'm going to be talking about what to expect when you get actually into the classroom at the schoolhouse, and your physical fitness test you'll take, and Land-Nav, we'll be talking about the range, and preparing for the field exercise. So, like I said, if you haven't watched part 1 already, go back, watch that video, comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and then come back to this video and watch part 2. So, let's get into this video. Okay, so part 2, you're going to be done quarantine. It's going to be week 3. You're going to be able to go into the actual classroom. The actual adjacent general schoolhouse is where you are going to have your classroom. It's going to be a regular classroom. Everyone's going to be assigned a computer when you get into the classroom. And when you get into the classroom, you are, it's going to be assigned seats. It's usually by your squad. So everybody gets a computer when you sit into the class. When you get into the classroom, everyone's going to be assigned a computer, and on this computer, make sure that you create a folder with all of the references that you will need for the test. So you're going to be taking 2 tests during AG Bolc, and the tests are all online. They're on Blackboard. And they are all open note. But you can only use the notes that you save in this folder. So in this folder, you're going to go on Army Pubs, and you're going to download all of the references that you need while your instructor is giving you lectures for, like, I think 4 weeks. You're just sitting in class getting lectures. Army Pub is where you'll go to download all, like, the field manuals and all, like, the references and guides that you will need to succeed on these 2 tests. They are not hard at all. Like I said, they're open book, but the Army regs that you will download are, you know, Army regs, so they're like a billion pages long. So you're going to want to Control F and then type in the keywords that you need to get the answers to the test, and then I promise you, you will pass, no problem. If you don't pass on the first try of each test, then you get to retest, but you don't retest until, like, the end of Bolc, like, I think like a week or 2 before graduation. And you need to pass each test and each assignment before you can graduate, but it's not hard at all. Like I said, we did have a few people who didn't pass, and when they retook it, they were able to pass then. So don't stress about it too much. Like I said, it's open book and you'll be fine. Just make sure that you create that folder and you download all of the Army guides that you guys are learning in each lecture. I promise when your instructor is teaching, they will make sure that you know that this comes out of this reg, and make sure you take notes and write it down so that you can download it and go over it. So you're going to be taking 2 tests, and you're also going to have about 6 assignments. So 6 written assignments. You're going to learn Army writing. Army writing is totally different from college level writing. It's super simple, so, like, don't overcomplicate things. You're going to learn how to type a memo. You're going to learn how to do recommendation letters that you have to draft for your commander. Just different types of writing. You're going to learn how to do it, and you're going to have an assignment. You're going to have to turn it in on Blackboard and get a grade for it. If you get a grade below an 80, I think you have to redo the assignment and then turn it back in. Like I said, they're not that hard. There's a whole bunch of guides in the Army regulations that tell you exactly how to do it. I have like no experience with Army writing or anything. I had no experience with nothing, and I never failed an assignment or a test, so you will be fine. Just make sure that you pay attention, take good notes, and make sure that you are downloading these guides that I'm telling you to download into that folder, so that way you have all the information you need and you can succeed in all of your writing assignments. So you're going to have the 2 tests. You're going to have about 6 individual writing assignments, and then you're going to have briefs. So if you are not comfortable talking in front of people, then I suggest that you practice right now before you go, or I mean, pretty much any job as an Army officer, you're going to have to get up in front of people and talk at one point. So, I mean, you should just get used to it. The briefs, like I said, there's going to be about, I think we had about 4 individual briefs and like 3 group briefs. So a group brief is just like, a regular group project. Everyone stands up, presents. When you're briefing in the Army, it's a few things that you want to make sure that you always hit. So you want to make sure that you introduce yourself. You want to greet the higher ranking officers and introduce yourself first. So for example, your Bolc instructor will most likely be a captain. So you'll say, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, class. My name is Lieutenant Odin, and I will be giving an unclassified information brief." That's like probably 99% of the time you're going to start your briefs like that. And then you're going to have a PowerPoint slide with all of your briefs, and you'll have like a little clicker, and you just present your information. Make sure, make sure you're doing like basic presentation etiquette. Like, don't read directly off the slide. Make sure your voice has a fluctuation in it. You don't want to be super monotone, but you don't want to be like over the top. Just whatever. Everyone has a different presenting style, but it's certain things that you have to hit. Like I said, the greeting and introducing yourself. Some people are sticklers on saying if this is an unclassified brief or a classified brief. It really just depends on who you're briefing, but for the most part, make sure that you introduce yourself and present your information, and then at the end, you're going to want to say something like, "If there's no more questions, this concludes my brief." Or don't say, "This concludes my brief. Are there any questions?" You're going to want to say, "Are there any questions?" before you conclude the brief. Remember that. And also, if you are doing a group brief, and let's say I go first in the group presentation. So I would say, "Good morning, sir. My name is Lieutenant Odin." And then you can either introduce everyone in your group. The first person can either introduce everyone in the group, or you can say, "Good morning, sir. My name is Lieutenant Odin, and I will be giving you an informational brief that's unclassified." Then you say your piece of the brief, and then once your brief is over, then you'll say, "I will be followed by Lieutenant Smith." And then when Lieutenant Smith is finished presenting his information, he'll say, "I'll be followed by Lieutenant Johnson." And that's how that will go. And then you still conclude, "If there's no more questions, then this concludes our brief." But like I said, it depends on your instructor's style of how they want you to brief that. But for the most part, that's how they're going to want you to brief it. So like I said, if you're not comfortable speaking in front of people, then you're going to have to get over it quick before you go to Bolc, because you are graded a lot on how you're briefing your peers. And then for the field exercise, you're going to be briefing field grade officers. So you're going to be briefing majors and above, and you want to make sure that you have a solid presentation for them. In week 6, that's when we took our physical fitness test. So we did take the ACFT. The APFT is no longer in use right now. All of basic training is getting trained to take the ACFT. There's no more APFT. So the ACFT is 6 events. It's going to be the deadlift, the weighted ball throw, and then you're going to do the push-up. But for the push-up, you're going to push up and keep your arms in, and then you're going to spread them out like that. Ow, sorry. I forgot. I just got a flu shot. Ow, that hurt. You're going to do the T push-up. You're going to push out. Oh, sorry. You're going to push up, spread your arms out, keep them tucked in though. So it's really focusing on like your triceps. And then you're going to do the sprint drag carry and the leg tuck, and then you'll finish with the 2-mile run. So after we took the physical fitness test, it was week 8 and week 9, which was CAD week. CAD week is ran by, our CAD week was ran by a major and government contractors. So in CAD week, you're going to just go over the basic field knowledge that you learned all the way up through getting you to Bolc. So you're going to do Land-Nav, you're going to qualify with your weapon, you're going to be doing like call for fire drills, you're going to be just basically doing classes about basic field things that you do in the Army. So Land-Nav, you're going to have a class on that. You're going to have a practice Land-Nav. They're going to take you out to the field. For the practice Land-Nav, you're going to be in groups, and you get to find the points with your group, and you'll be assigned like a government contractor with you that'll help you, or like someone from the CAD team is going to be there helping you. It's like a field grade officer, a couple sergeants, and then like civilians that are contractors. And then after the practice Land-Nav, you're going to sleep in the field that night. And then when you wake up, you're going to do your actual Land-Nav test. So you're going to wake up at like 03. And then I think the test started at 04. And it's going to be night into day Land-Nav. So it's going to be 8 points. You have to find a total of 6. And you have until like 04 to 08. So the sun didn't come up until about 07:20. So really it's all night Land-Nav, and really it's all night Land-Nav. You have about 40 minutes in the daytime to find these points, and they can be pretty far out, so you do want to make sure that you're proficient enough in Land-Nav to be able to find them. I am terrified of the woods. I'm terrified of the dark. I don't know how I did it, but I did it, and I promise you, if I can do it, all of you can do it. Just make sure that you understand the very basics of Land-Nav. Make sure that you understand how to use the map to get to the point. So you want to use the map and use the road to get to the points instead of dead reckoning straight into the woods. So much easier if you use the map and you know where the roads are. That way you can like use the map, see that the point is this far away from the road, go to that road, and boom, you'll find the point faster. So after you do Land-Nav, you will do qualify at the range the next week. You have to get 23 out of 40 to qualify, and Land-Nav and qualifying with your weapon are 2 requirements to graduate from Bolc. So you have to pass them. If you don't pass, you will still move on with the class, but when the next class comes in and it's their week to do Land-Nav and shoot at the range, you'll go with them if you didn't pass with your regular class. So you want to just make sure that you pass the first time. Like I said, I was a first time go on everything, and I'm pretty good at Land-Nav. I just am scared of the dark, and I'm scared of the woods because I don't like bugs and all of that stuff. And I was able to pass, so I think all of you guys will be fine. And shooting is my weakness, and I was able to pass that easily as well. You're going to qualify on an M4, and you'll have the laser eye on your M4, so it'll be pretty easy for you to shoot the weapon and knock down the targets. You're going to be qualifying on a pop-up target though, so it's a little bit different than the regular Alt-C qualification, but like I said, I was a first time go, and shooting is 100% my weakness, and you guys will be fine. Don't stress about it. All of the staff there are there to help you. You'll be fine. And then after CAB week, you're going to go back into the classroom for one more week, and during that week, you're going to be preparing heavily for the field training exercise. This is like the end of Bolc. Once you get to the 4-day, 3-night field exercise, once you get through that, Bolc is over. So they take this exercise really, really serious. You're going to be in the field. It's going to be super simulated, like you're deployed overseas, and you're going to be the HR officer deployed overseas. So you're going to be tracking all of the losses from your battalion, all of the injuries. It's going to be simulating that people in your battalion are missing. It's going to be simulated you have prisoner wars. It's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to track as an HR officer that you'll be learning throughout the classroom the whole time, but you are going to have to track all this information, and then at the end of your shift, you're going to have a CUB, which is a commander's update brief. So that's when the field grade officers are going to come in, and you're going to be briefing them all the information that you guys gathered during your shift, and you're going to be in groups. So I'll go more into detail about the final field exercise and just what to expect after that and graduation from Bolc, and then you will have everything that you need to know about AG Bolc and Fort Jackson. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, please comment, and I will be happy to answer them. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more military related videos or just regular lifestyle related videos. I am a Army Reserve Human Resource Officer here in Florida. So yeah, don't forget to watch the next part of my AG Bolc video series, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.